this isn't going to be the regular insanity mode for Mass Effect, because instead of just putting the difficulty up to insanity, I've decided to create my own insanity mode, making a list of rules and challenges for each game in the Legendary Edition. So here's my breakdown video of how this is going to work. Bear in mind this isn't the final version, and I could change some certain things along the way. Or if you have different rules or challenges for me, be sure to comment below. So here's the document I've created for the Mass Effect Insanity playthrough sheet. So we're going to be looking at Mass Effect 1 and then into 2 and 3 as well. So let's get into it now. So for Mass Effect 1, we'll be focusing on wheel points for certain choices throughout the game. Now, this works with the Spin the Wheel app that I'll be using while playing as well. So I'll be choosing Paragon and Renegade options throughout the wheel choices for some actions. The wheel will also choose companion points after conversations from all 6 of the Normandy crew. Depending on 5 to 10 points that will be included in the wheel, and then plus 1 point per choice each squad member I choose per mission after the Citadel. So that's like at the start of the game. Squad mates cannot go on back-to-back missions either with Shepard. I'll also be doing a Mass Effect quiz throughout my time and playthrough. It'll be 1 quiz per stream and 10 points per correct answer. I've set a target number that is set for major choices throughout the game. The number less than the target will be the Renegade option. Target hit or higher will equal the Paragon option. But it'll be either or for, I guess, the better outcome. So for example, I've set a target of 50 for killing Rex or saving Rex. So that goes into the squad mate points as well. And throughout the game I'll be spinning the wheel for depending how many points it will be. So by the time I've now changed it, about the time we get to Virmire, Rex has under 100 points. He has to go. So again, it depends on how many points I have throughout the game. I'll be making wheel points 1 to 10, wheel companion points 5 to 10, and it'll equal to 100 points. So like at some point throughout the game, you'll see here kill or save Rachni. Save Rachni is 50 points. So like let's say I'm just doing a side mission, just doing something, and I just spin the wheel. It'll be time to do some wheel points, and I might choose save Rachni and see how many points that goes. And like I said, I'll be doing a quiz per stream, and the quiz will equal 10 points per correct answer. So for example, it could be the question, save the Rachni, and then another question will be to save Rex, and then as you can see here, I've got save Kane, save Ashley, and save the council or kill the council for 200 points. Now, I've put the council, killing a council, as the higher option, because I think that is actually a better outcome throughout the course of the trilogy. Anyway, moving on, points will be deducted from the number of times I die throughout the game. The more that Shepard dies on the same mission, the deduction also goes up for the next mission. This also begins after the Citadel at the start of the game. So for example, on Liara's mission, if I die more than 10 times, the next mission will be minus 5 points per death. And then on Nevaria, if I die more than 10 times again, it'll be minus 10 points going into Feros. So this is only main mission times I die on the deduction, and it'll be minus 1 per death every other time. I cannot reload a save unless on death. Now there is going to be a moment I'm going to try and reload in the game because I want to... It's right after the cutscene, so it'll be after the Virmire part. I want to reload it there to experiment with something. So that's probably the only time I'll be reloading a save. But let's get into Mass Effect 2 and then 3, because I'm looking forward to actually these ones as well. It's different per game as well, so Mass Effect 2 has different things, Mass Effect 3 has different things as well, and there's a few sort of similar things, but anyway, I thought I could try with a few things in Mass Effect 1, and if I like it, that's why we're doing more for Mass Effect 2, because obviously, we need to know how this goes. So, in Mass Effect 2, we're mainly focusing on the Paragon and Renegade points system. So, for example, after a conversation or a choice, you obviously, you see how many Paragon and Renegade points you get from that certain moment. So any points from that moment gets added to the score sheet. So for example, it will be +4 Paragon, or +4 Renegade, or +6 Paragon, +2 Renegade. Yeah, they'll equal, obviously, 8 points and get added to the score sheet. Also included in that, must hit at least 5 bars in both Paragon and Renegade before the suicide mission. If I don't get that, it's minus 50 points. It is also minus 50 points if I die in the intro of the game, which is the tutorial parts, escaping the factory. I've got the Mass Effect quiz again. It'll be 1.1 per stream, and it'll equal 10 points. Now, Mass Effect 2 is the hardest game, I think, out of the 3. So for Insanity, it's going to get crazy. So points will be deducted per death by only -1 point. However, on side missions, the wheel is going to choose how many negative points I get upon deaths. So like the N7 missions, the side missions, or the anomaly missions. And the wheel has the points of 1, 5, 10, or 20 minus points. So if I die, let's say on one anomaly mission, if I die once when I spin the wheel, and the wheel says it's minus 20 points, so on this mission, it's going to be minus 20 points. Going to be difficult, but that's the challenge, right? That's the challenge. And apart from that, some other challenges, I must do 2 loyalty missions after Horizon. The wheel will choose which ones. And this is the tough one. I must choose 1 loyalty mission post the suicide mission. Because this is a very big moment in the game, the wheel, I'm going to do 3 goes with the wheel to see which ones I can choose out of the 3. So I can choose 3 goes. If I don't like one companion, I don't want that companion to have the loyalty mission after the suicide mission, I'll try another go. Until I'm kind of satisfied. And I must decide after the collector mission. So, obviously I must do 2 loyalty missions after Horizon. But, yeah, so, like, obviously we're going to have to do some loyalty missions as well. And, you get some already at the start, before. So, it depends. So, but yeah, it's still a big moment in the game. Okay, so points go to the overall target score for the suicide mission. I have a target of 2154, and I set it at that number because that is the birth year of Commander Shepard. And I think that's a pretty challenging, and I don't think overall easy or hard number to get because, including all the Paragon and Renegade points that I'll be getting throughout the game, but then minus all the points that I'll probably be getting throughout the game as well upon the deaths. I think this is a very fair target to put it at. So 2154 for the suicide mission. The suicide mission must hit the target or over the target for all the crew to survive, because I now know how the game works out to know who lives and who dies by this point. So that's why I'm doing this challenge, because there can be obviously moments, especially if I choose one or a couple to, do the loyalty mission at the end of the game. So if it hits less than target, the wheel will choose which ones will die, up to 3, and that also includes upgrading the ship. So it won't be upgrading the ship until the suicide mission, just before it begins. The point count goes up to the suicide mission of the target score. What about if I die on the suicide mission, or, die in the DLCs post the suicide mission? So deaths during the suicide mission or the Arrival DLC, because I think I'll be doing the Shadow Broker DLC before the suicide mission in this playthrough, they will go included in the death count for Mass Effect 3, but only at -1 points, because I'll get to that in a second. So every death I get in the suicide mission and Arrival mission, I will add that number into Mass Effect 3. So that's where, obviously, that could make a difference too. And other little challenges: if the minigame failed, cannot try it again. Change armor type 15 times. Must choose any 3 missions to not use the cloak ability after Freedom's Progress, because I'm going to be doing an infiltrator build in this Insanity playthrough. And again, I cannot reload save unless on death. Mass Effect 3. So, we're starting off with I must equip new weapons once picked up and cannot have the same weapon loadout per mission. That's going to be really tough, but I think I can find my way around it. So the final number for Mass Effect 2 target starts at 2154 or higher depending on what the final score was. It will decrease with each death, and each death is minus 10 points. In the priority missions, I must mind you, it's minus 20 points if I die in the intro of that game. And as I said before, the deaths from Suicide Mission and Arrival get added onto the death count here. And of other few challenges for Mass Effect 3, minus 20 points if I die from a grenade, because the grenades in this game, crazy. It also counts for Reaper deaths in the galaxy map. So you know in Mass Effect 3, you have the Reapers that can come after you while in the galaxy map, so I must escape them. If I die, once to them or get caught, it's minus 50 points. And again, just like Mass Effect 2, because I like this idea, the wheel chooses how many negative points you'll get upon deaths on N7 side missions, 1, 5, 10, 20, or 50. It is only side missions and N7 missions. It'll be not DLCs or any main priority missions. And this is where it gets interesting. If the number is under 1600 before or during priority Tuchanka, not curing the genophage will come into effect depending on the wheel and other choices. Now I mean by that by other, I guess, moments in the trilogy. So like if I kill Rex in Mass Effect 1, I don't really need to choose that option necessarily because Rex isn't there. It depends. But then after that, if the number is lower than 1200 before or during priority Renok, you must choose just between the Geth or Quarian, no middle ground of the peaceful option. So for all this to work, I must complete all the side missions before priority Tuchanka and priority Renok for these choices to take place. So these also do get counted for the negative point system with the wheel choosers. So the Service Attack Turing Platform, priority Tuchanka, the Geth Squadrons, Admiral Chorus. I must do only 2 DLCs before priority Renok. It'll be Omega and Eden Prime, because those are the obvious ones. And then I must have at least 7,000 war assets before priority Horizon. Minus 20 points if I haven't, plus 50 points if I do. And this is where it's going to get funny. But plus 10 points from each squad member that gets survived from Mass Effect 2. And then you'll get plus 10 points on the Citadel DLC intro section on each death, because that section is BS. And I say that because I hate that section. I hate that section so much in the entire trilogy. You have no armor, you have 1 bar health, you have 1 weapon. It's a cool weapon, but that's it. And I just hate that section so much every time I play it. I love the DLC to that, but just that intro section of escaping those enemies with no armor, no bar health, 1 bar health is ridiculous. So yeah, I'm not gonna sit around adding points if I keep dying. I hate that section already. I want to get through it, because I'm gonna die, so I'm gonna just put it to plus 10 points. So this is also where it gets interesting for this as well. So I must do 1 round of each enemy in the arena for the DLC, and the deaths will count minus 1. So in the arena, where you can enter the arena, the mini game, you can face all the enemies in the arena. For the Citadel DLC, if I die or fail those, it'll be added to the count as well, minus 1 point. So let's get to the ending. If the number is at 500 or under at the ending, 500 points at the ending, you must refuse the catalyst choices, and the number will be officially tallied right before the choice. Now, it's very unlikely I'm going to get that far down. However, I don't know how this is going to go, so that's why I've left it at here, because I think that is a fair number. So if the number is above 500, then my least favorite to favorite ending will become the first choice. So from 501 to 799 will be the synthesis ending. 800 to 999 is the destroy ending, and plus 1,000 still there will be the control ending, because I actually think the control ending is actually the best option. I like Shepard's, little monologue at the end there as well. And again, I cannot reload or save, only on death. So there you have it. This is the Mass Effect Insanity playthrough breakdown of how it won't be just your regular Insanity playthrough. I'm really excited to do this. Let me know if you have some different choices or different challenges you think I can do. Or if you think it doesn't make sense. It may not make sense now, but it's just gonna... You don't need to really focus on every little thing. You just gotta mainly focus on the point system that I'll be counting myself. So that's it. But I'm really excited to play this, and hope you are looking forward to watching this Insanity playthrough. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you on March 25.